Good day. Today I'd like to tell you about Trimble Access survey styles. There's a number of different ways in which you can set up Trimble Access survey styles, and as you can see by my list below, there are quite a few options. Today I would like to tell you about setting up a post-processing survey style. Post-processing is probably one of the most underutilized methods of surveying, and it's extremely powerful. Alright, setting up your base, we're choosing fast static from the lists from the drop down menu on the survey type. You can choose your receiver, what type you have. However, if you do choose the incorrect one, Trimble Access will correct it. If you're using the R12i with the lever extension, I would suggest to use that. Base options, we leave the antenna height blank, as setting up on tripod, you do get different heights each time you use it. Logging device, I suggest to log it on the receiver itself. The file will be stored onto the R12i, and logging interval, depending on how long you want to log for, but generally 1 second will be sufficient. Choose your different constellations, and you can select all of them. However, if you have selected some which your receiver does not have, Trimble Access will adjust that. Rover options, very similar. With the rover, we're going to choose login devices on the controller, as generally you are going to be moving with the controller with the rover in the field. However, you can choose the receiver. I suggest using controller, and once again we're using the same, adding in all the constellations and also tilt functions. However, with the rover, we're generally going to be holding for maybe 10 minutes, so you want to brace that and you want to put it onto a lazy boy or a tripod base setup. Alright, to store the actual point, I don't like to add auto store point on. I would rather let it run for quite a few minutes, and the information below here, my rule of thumb is minimum 5 minutes and then 1 minute per kilometer thereafter. However, once you start getting over 20 minutes, up to 30 minutes, up to an hour, your accuracies will improve, but not improve that much as it did in the first, say, 10 to 15 minutes. So this is a pretty old way of, or old method for satellite values. We're generally getting a lot more than 4, 5, or 6 satellites these days. So that's sometimes that I like to set it up that it runs for as long as necessary. Rangefinder and utility locator, I'm not going to be talking about that today. And that's setting up a post-processing survey style. Hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.